last final of these European Championships. Chris, Craig, it's over to you.
Thanks, Matt, and what a finale to this European Championships. Probably one of the most spectacular pieces of apparatus, thrills and spills. Gymnasts flying through the air. It's almost like watching the circus. And it's going to be a great final, Christine, to finish.
Yes, it is. It's always the exciting one. Everybody has to go for broke. It's no point in taking part in a final and holding back. And so that makes for the most exciting high bar routines.
Yeah, it certainly will. This is the 21-year-old from Hungary, Christopher Mazaros, qualified in 7th place. So to get this final piece of apparatus underway,
and this gymnast has impressed us no end on all the apparatus, but that was a lovely start. Good turn into handstand. Here comes the releases. Can see the different shape. The Kovacs in the straight position. The Kovacs is the somersault over the high bar to recatch. There it is in the tuck position as well. These moves named after the first gymnast that performed them. There's the Kachev in the straight position. Kachev in the straddle position. All of them count if they're in different shapes. You have to do pirouettes, close bar elements, release recatches, and of course a big dismount. Here it comes. Goes up, 2 twists. Very good opening performance here. That was solid work.
Fantastic start to this high bar final, packed with difficulty, a real variety. We talk about release and catch as being one of the requirements, and it was full of originality, flair. Certainly set the scene. Huge dismount as well. Plenty of time, spot the floor, and just that little hop on landing. One down, 7 to go, Matt.
Yeah, Mazaros fell twice in the all-round final. So just happy to get through that, I'm sure of it.
Well, he certainly put those mistakes right there. It didn't look, I do remember the falls, but he didn't look tentative in any way there.
Again, as you said, Chris, at the start of these finals, you can't hold back. You've got to go for broke. If you want to get a medal in this quality of field, you know, you can't leave anything in the locker room. And all we want to see is great gymnastics and the gymnasts going out there giving their best. And that was a great performance. We've been treated to some fantastic gymnastics throughout the championships.
Mazaros was 17th in the all-round competition. 7th highest qualifier.
And Hungary at one time were a real top force in gymnastics, and they've been quiet for a while, but certainly are on their way back, I feel now. Certainly on the women's side, there's been lots of medals for them.
Well, a 13.666 is just down on his qualification score. Well, that ex-gymnast, 28-year-old Lithuanian Robert Svorogal. He actually withdrew from the all-around final. He's had a silver at the Euros before. He was European champion back in 2021.
Again, it's a very difficult piece of apparatus to get a big score on. Really have to hit the handstands. See, a little bit late past the bar, so if you imagine the handstands 12 o'clock, that's better. And he connects, straight Kachev, straddle Kachev, stoop Kachev, 3 in a row, it's big stuff. Into the bar, gymnasts have to perform skills in and around the bar. as one of the requirements. Oh, and then, well, what a shame. He was going so well up to that point.
He just went for the third element, didn't he, with not quite enough swing to get his legs in.
It looked like he just ran out of steam. Might see it a bit here. That's the Stalder element. And yeah, you see, Christine, he just shot his feet out a little bit too early.
He didn't really get them in, did he? You have to get your feet in behind your ears.
Now, one full mark, but he's back on the bar. That's the skill he wanted to perform, the Stalder element. Such a shame, he'd done all the hard work, super dismount to finish. Well, a story of what could have been. There'll be no title for him this year.
So frustrating for Robert Svobogal. Not sure why he pulled out of that all around, but maybe he's just not on top form at the moment.
Well, I think some of the gymnasts, if they feel they've got a chance for medal on one apparatus, they'll sort of save themselves for that, rather than if they feel that the all-around isn't something that they could figure in the top 10 on.
Yeah, you want to be as fresh as you can, give yourself every opportunity, and for some gymnasts, like we've just seen Alice, come out and really perform well and taken advantage of the rest in between. It just didn't work out for this gymnast.
Because also the other thing is it can put an awful lot of pressure on you if you've decided, oh, I won't do this or that so that I can keep myself fresh. And then, of course, the pressure builds a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's sport. That's what we love about it. Solid dismount.
Well, 28 years old. He's seen it all before. I'm sure Meszaros will still be leading this men's high bar final. It's 13.666 is the score.
This European Championships is also the start of Olympic qualification, because the gymnasts, other than Britain and the other countries that have qualified already, have to qualify through this Europeans to the World Championships.
13-1 for Robert Svobogal of Lithuania.
That would have been a 14-1 without the fall. What a shame.
Score.
Well, next to go is the highest qualifier, Carlo Macchini of Italy. Macchini got a gold in the team event at the start of these championships, and this routine was a big part of that gold medal winning score.
Well, he's certainly on this bar with lots of energy. Oh, and fantastic, the double front over the bar with half turn to re-grasp, and now backwards, the full twist. Whoa, fingertips there. Here we go for another one, full twist in the tuck. Wow. And there's the Stalder with 1.5 pirouette. As Craig said, you have to do elements close to the bar as well, and pirouettes have to try and be on top of the bar. Squat dislocation then, and with half turn. Well, it's a packed routine. Hop full turn. Here comes the dismount. Bales. Huge double straight with full twist. Don't put your hands down.
Oh, it had a lot, didn't it, that routine?
It did.
Dear me, I was on the edge of my seat for that one. Well
couple of fingertips early on there, but that was fantastic, wasn't it? Lots of originality.
The first release he pulled a bit close, didn't he? Caught on bent arms, but he powered out of it.
Dear me, didn't hold back at all there. Packed with difficulty, posted a 6-1 in qualification and certainly matched that.
Well, that skill there, the Casino, was the Kovacs with the full twist, was actually named after the first gymnast. We've been talking about that, was actually Italian, who became the Olympic champion back in 2000. And he hit the handstands quite well, actually, some of these in-bar skills up towards the handstand. But if you imagine it like a clock and you want to aim for 12 o'clock, if you hit at 5 past, 10 past, this is where the deductions come in. But yeah, there, the squat dislocate. The judges are right on side. That was a good position. Certainly going to go on to the top spot.
They're going to have to go some to beat that. That is for sure. Beautiful form in the dismount as well.
I'm going to say, we often see some of the gymnasts piking and deviating, not at all there. And the windmill to bring it under control.
I thought for one horrible moment he'd actually windmilled himself into falling forwards.
Well, he obviously heard you, Christine.
You could see Nestor Abad in the background loving it too. He's the gymnast that's up next, but he was vastly entertained. Oh, 14-2. 14-2. He scored 14-2-3-3 in qualification, so just down on that, but
he looks plenty happy.
yeah. There are those that can challenge though. Nestor Abad, the ripe old age of 30, 13th in the all-round competition a couple of days ago. His highest score at these championships on high bar is 13.733.
5-3 on difficulty compared to the 6-1 we've just seen. But that was nice, clean, the half turn into the straight Kachev. Straddle Kachev, stoop Kachev. So again, if the gymnast connects these release and catches, that will give you an extra point in difficulty. Very clean and stylish, this gymnast, but I don't think he'll just have the difficulty. Lovely full twist in the dismount, and he took that step back and then present. Well, that won't fool the judges, but a nice clean routine. That won't challenge in my mind.
It was neat, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't give much away to the judges. The execution score should be pretty good, I would imagine. Although this is another apparatus where the judges seem to really have massive deductions.
They certainly like using the ink and the pens, don't they, Chris?
It's all the turns, like you were saying, Craig. As soon as you turn and you're not at 12 o'clock when you put the second hand on, because it's when the second hand goes on. That's a lovely release. And this series of releases were great. But I don't know whether we're going to get shown here, but they actually take the pirouette being finished from when the second hand goes on. He's got a great extension at the back as he catches. You can see how he drives the heels back.
He really does utilise that single release, the Kachev, and I like a routine which has got a bit of variety.
Yeah.
Interesting though to see the execution score on this one.
Yeah, and his dismount was a little bit dish compared to the previous as well.
The judges take 0.1s, 0.3s off for everything. Even as you were saying, the dismount was a bit dish, so they might take 0.3 off that dismount because it didn't hold a proper straight shape. You train for a long, long time to be a judge at a championships like this.
Train even longer, Chris, to be a gymnast, I can assure you.
Yeah.
He's got some collection of tattoos as well, hasn't he?
He's going to challenge me. I think I better get booked in, Matt. That's why he says, I've always got my eye on you.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Nestor Abad, 13.666.
So
he's into second.
8.366, yeah. If you're in the 8s, you're on a winner.
Yeah.
So our next 4 gymnasts will be warming up on the high bar. You know what they have to do. I think there's only one gymnast really there, guys, that can challenge that. Kovtan. Last up, he's at a 14. Gymnasts will get their allotted time.
They don't usually do a full routine, do they, Craig?
No, and like that, some of the gymnasts put a little bit of a timer in. They don't want to be right on top of the bar. Again, hours and hours in the gym, they just practice what they like. That's nice work, actually. He's got a nice catch, Ev. Actually, the second Hungarian gymnast in this final. They've actually got a similar style, these two gymnasts from Hungary. Very light frame, tends to give you longevity in gymnastics.
There's the bell. Warm-up is over, and if you've just switched on for the World Championships snooker, that's going to follow the conclusion of the gymnastics here. So if you're new to the sport, hello and welcome. Enjoy the remaining high bar final at these European Championships. And the next gymnast is pretty handy on this piece. Tin Serbic. He was world champion back in 2017. Took a silver at the Olympics as well. And he opts to get himself up onto the bar. Tin Serbic of Croatia.
Immediately with that full turn and the squat dislocation. Oh, Stolderkachev, and again, third one. Really good when you link three releases in a row. Full twist in Kovacs, that was solid as well. Didn't have you sitting on the edge of your seat. Gymnasts have to swing in a forward grip as well as a backward grip. And the more you can link the elements, the bigger your difficulty level will be. Here comes the dismount. Really clean double straight with full twist. Mr. Efficiency here.
It's going to challenge that because that was absolutely beautifully performed.
Yeah, and I think he's added the full twist in Kovacs since we first saw him. I remember it just being a very one-sided catch-up routine. And he had 5.5 in qualification. I think he's raised it a little bit, but execution there was fantastic for me. Lots of variety. Yeah, should definitely go into the medals. Is it enough for first?
Well,
it's going to be close.
Carlo Maccini leads this men's European bar final with a 14.2. Nestor Abad's in second, 13.666, and Mezoros of Hungary, 13.666.
The leader at the moment had a difficulty score of 6.1. Now, if Serbic gets the same as he did in qualification, it's 5.5. So that's quite a big difference, isn't it?
He did 6.3 actually, Chris.
He's up
he changed it.
Oh, did he?
For the final, yeah, 6.3. So again, you've got that bit of a cushion, so you can lose the odd tenth. That was superb, though. This will have a good E-score. I mean, the top E-score's 8.366. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I think he's going to go in above Nestor, isn't he?
Oh, yes, I think.
Be great for Croatia to get a medal here.
Going to be close. 26 years old. Never been European champion. He got a silver in 20 and 19. Oh, he's gone into the lead. Look at that, 14.233 for Tin Serbic.
But you were right, Craig, he upped the difficulty.
4.10, he upped it and matched Abad on the execution.
That is huge.
That's a worthy leader. Great routine.
Well, it's not over yet. There's 3 gymnasts left to go in this final. Sofis Hegmanez is chalked up and ready for Norway. And he can swing the bar, that's for sure.
He can. This guy's quite flamboyant. Expect some fireworks. A lovely height there, straight over the bar, the straight Markelov. Oh, a lovely full twist in the Kachev, huge difficulty. Look at the height there, drifts above the bar. A little bit close on the second one. A 1.5 twist. Needs a skill into the bar. There you go. And another, stalled it. Winds up now, going to be a big dismount. What's he going to do? Kicks in. Oh, what a shame. Double twisting, double straight. He was going some.
Oh, we were all with him, weren't we? Right to the finish there. Goodness me, what a shame for Sofus Jimenez.
Well, he looked so tidy and tight, didn't he?
Another gymnast that was competing in the all-round competition. But yeah, again, it just went right down to the wire, the last move.
Because all these releases were lovely, really well flighted. Super shape there. Catches and extends back, ready for the next move.
Nice work. What a shame.
Really good fixed body, and I just think he let go a fraction early.
Interesting, it did initiate the twist in the second somersaults, which generally gives you that extra rotation.
Yeah.
Gymnasts that twist early seem to lack rotation. They say kick in, create the somersault, drop the shoulder, increase with the twist. So maybe just a little lapse of concentration and experience type of thing, but some fabulous gymnastics, young man. Should be very proud of yourself. He's exciting to watch. We've watched him before and we said this guy's exciting.
He's a little bit different, isn't he?
He is,
like
yeah.
you said, quite flamboyant.
12.933 for Sofus Jimenez. The penultimate gymnast then in this high bar final, Christian Baraj of Hungary. He was in the final a couple of years ago as a very young gymnast. He fell, so looking to put all that right here.
I think he's got quite an ambitious routine. Lovely turn. Here we go, full twisting Kovacs, and he didn't even get the hands on. Now, unfortunately, he won't be credited with that at all, as he didn't get the hands on. So he might actually decide to do it again. He just kicked back over the bar.
Actually, he did that in the warm-up as the timer.
I'll be very disappointed with that. Into the Kachev section. Those are lovely Kachevs, 3 in a row. And a very good stoop in and out. Hop the pirouette round. That was a beautiful squat dislocation right on top of the bar. There's his close elements, the Stolder. Here comes the dismount, the big kick. Lovely style on the full twist, but his difficulty will be down. He didn't get the hands on at all.
What a shame, another story of what could have been, but this Hungarian squad at this Games, Christine, have been really impressive.
There's been a lot of impressive young gymnasts, I think, that we'll see probably for the next 10 years building and developing and gaining experience from events like this.
Yeah, Hungary have been out of the mix for a good few years and obviously been rebuilding their programme. And it's such a difficult sport just to get good at. It's a 10-year investment at least before you can produce this sort of gymnastics, at least. So you can't just throw money at a sport and expect a big result within a couple of years. It's a long old haul, and these gymnasts have really impressed us, and I'm sure it won't be the last we're seeing of Christian Balaz. An ultimate performer on this piece of apparatus.
but no medal for him today, I'm sure. It's been a good final. Sometimes you have quite a lot of falls, but we haven't had too many this high bar final.
Lovely height and extension in the dismount there. We talk about maybe a deviation in the body line. None at all there.
No, which is why, although his he'll have 1 mark off for his fall, his execution score probably would otherwise have been quite good.
Yeah. And you often find that when gymnasts make a mistake, there you go, 12.5 for Balak of Hungary.
So an execution of 7.4. Without that fall, that would have been an 8.4 execution, which is pretty something on high bar. So final competitor of this European Championships, Ilya Kovtun from Ukraine.
Bronze in the all-around, champion on the parallel bars. Can he add another to the collection? Oh, huge height there in the Markelov, drifts over the bar. Changes the body shape. Straight Katchev, straddle Katchev. Pike Katchev, he's going for everything. This is a bit where he needs to aim for the handstand, that's good. Full turn for the squat dislocate. Half turn. Coach just hovers, which is allowed. Hop full turn. He'll wind up for a medal. And what colour will it be? Kicks up, double twisting, double straight, that hop forward. Well, it was good. Is it good enough for gold, Chris?
Well, it's great to see him performing so well right to the very last piece. Top in qualification on the first day of competition. Had his ups and downs since then, but that was a great high bar performance.
Well, he needs above 13.666 to get the bronze, and I think it would probably be good enough for that. I think if he'd have stuck the dismount, I think he'd have been a real contender for the title. Just down a bit on his difficulty. 5.7 in qualification. And it's always difficult when you do the in-bar skills, the turns up towards the handstand. He can quite easily be penalised by the judges.
Super height there. And this, the series of elements, one at one time, just to do a Katchev was enough and recatch, but now you expect to be able to work out of them. See a huge shape change for him to do the dismount. Double twist, he's a good fast twister.
Big hop forward. Rest of the routine was pretty good. I think the judges might take something on the squat dislocates with the turns. We'll see.
Well, all the gymnasts in contention for the medals sat there. Wait to see which way this goes. We've got a panel of judges. Judges have to be from countries where the gymnasts who are in the final don't come from. So it's a different panel from those we've had in the all-around competition.
Well, a nervous wait.
So third for Ilya Kovtun, 13.966.
That hop on the dismount, 0.3, probably cost him a title, but what a high bar final we've been treated to this afternoon. European champion, Tin Srbic of Croatia, Carlo Macini of Italy takes the silver, and it's another medal for Ilya Koftan of Ukraine, who takes the bronze.
I'm absolutely delighted for Koftan. I mean, there he was at the very end. He had to wait the whole final to go. He got a gold on parallel bars, and there he is finishing with that third. But it was a fantastic high bar final. I think the word was execution, really, wasn't it, Gianni?
Definitely. I mean, Koftan going up last, you know, he's seen the guys before him. He knew what he had to do. He had to go clean. He had to execute.
Yeah.
And that's what he done.
Do you know, we were just talking about highlights, favourite things. I think the word of this championships has to be triple, don't you think, Beth? Because, I mean, you've got to put that into context.
So, obviously, Luke doing his triple,
yes.
triple back to win that European floor title.
That was your favourite moment, Gianni, wasn't it? That
yeah, then Jessica taking the triple kind of floor routines in 3 years consecutively.
Never been done on the women's side.
Bringing home 3 golds from one tournament. I don't think that has ever been done by a British gymnast. So, yeah, definitely.
Triple, triple, triple. I mean, I started with the same question as, is this gone better than you expected? And I think the answer is at the end of today, yes.
Yeah, it's incredible, the results. I mean, especially on the men's side, it is a young team. We were speaking about Jake last year being the new up-and-coming star, and actually this year he's the most experienced out there. But the youngsters have come through and really taken their moment and probably given selectors something to really think about.
I would say so. Well, it's a fine medal table. We've got 9 medals in all. I have Great Britain. I say we, it's the royal we, isn't it? There you go, look. Great Britain above Italy, and Turkey have done incredibly well, having a home games as well. But very, very impressive stuff. Thinking ahead to the World Championships, goodness me, and the Olympics as well. Obviously, we've got that to come next year. So all is going well. Gianni's back on track. Joe's going to be fine. Oh, can't beat it. So Beth and Gianni, a very, very big thank you for your company and for all of your expertise as well. And I think we have to say, don't you, a huge thank you and great respect to Turkey as well for hosting the championships after everything that they have been through over the last few months, coping with the devastating earthquakes. We're going to see you again for the World Championships in October. And after this performance, the rest of the world will have their sights firmly set on Great Britain's great team. From all of us here, bye-bye.